Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Dragon Warrior 4 for the Nintendo Entertainment System. It's time for Chapter 2, Princess Alena's Adventure. Somewhere long ago, there was a very tomboyish princess named Alena. The king was constantly upset by her behavior. One morning, he summoned the princess to his chamber. Princess Alena, your father wants to see you. And here we are, Princess Alena. Alena, your tutor informed me you're planning a journey to test your strength. I forbid it. You're the princess of this country. Uh-oh. I won't allow you to venture into the outside world where monsters lurk. Never go outside this castle again. Is that clear? What's wrong, Alena? You still insist on going out? Never! Why are you so anxious? So reckless? If you say no, then good, you understand. Let's talk with all the people here. The king only says these things because he is concerned about you. This is Santine Castle. And this guy right here is Bray. Princess, why are you such a tomboy? Your late mother was so refined. As your tutor, I feel responsible for how you've turned out. Bray is one of the characters who will be joining Princess Alena on her adventure. So, unlike Ragnar in Chapter 1, Princess Alena is going to have two characters that are going to accompany her. It's almost going to be like Dragon Warrior 2. We're going to have Princess Alena, who's just going to be a fighter who doesn't going to use any magic. Then we're going to have a fighter healer, Christo, who we're going to meet in a little bit, who's basically like the Prince of Cannock. And then Bray is going to be like the Princess of Moonbrook, basically a wizard who uses offensive spells. So we got to talk with this guy who says he's repairing a hole in the wall. And this is in the princess's room. And we're going to check this drawer, and we'll get her feather hat, which is going to be the hat that she'll wear throughout the entire chapter. So we want to make sure we pick it up right here. And then we're going to go back downstairs and talk with everybody else in the castle. We need to talk with everybody else, specifically Bray, Christo, and the guards, to get the carpenter there who's fixing the wall to leave. I'm so hungry, when will the food be ready? But we're going to talk with everybody, because we want to see all the different dialogue. I must cook meals, I'm so busy. We won't be able to talk to that guy up there, because he's behind a thief key door. You're the princess, a real tomboy. I'd like to see her in person, huh? Such a nice man, he has a big mouth. Oh, he kind of saw the princess in person. I guess he doesn't know who she is, though. Ah, princess, you look well. That guard knows who the princess is. There's another door there. The silver door is a magic key door. The gold doors are the thief key doors. And here's Christo. I mentioned him earlier. Princess, Alena, your tutor Bray told me that you plan to go out alone. That's so reckless. If something happens to you, I mean the king will be devastated. We're kind of going to learn that, like, Christo, he kind of has a crush on the princess. And that, guy there, he's, worried about something. This ominous cloud from the east is approaching. We're going to head back here and grab some fairy water. We're not going to use that fairy water because we're going to actually want to get into encounters. Fairy water prevents low-level monsters from attacking you. But we're going to get into a lot of fights because we're going to have to do a little bit of grinding with this party here. If the princess leaves the castle, she may fall into evil hands. Even though we're going to have 3 people, it's going to be a little bit weaker than what Ragnar was. Please return to your chamber, especially at the beginning here because we're starting at level 1. By the king's orders, I can't let you pass. But we'll eventually get more powerful. But it's going to take a lot of grinding, a lot of farming for gold to get that. Unfortunately, the first town we get to doesn't have an item shop, so we can't sell stuff like the fairy water and some outdated equipment that we're going to have. So we're just going to have to hold on to it until we get to another town. So this wall is repaired with flimsy boards. We can choose not to kick it, but then we're going to be stuck inside here all chapters. So we definitely want to kick it. We break the wall. And now we can hop down to the outside here, talk with the kitty who meows. And we're going to leave the castle through the back. But there are no guards. That old man, we'll have to come back to him if we get a thief key. We start making off toward the town. Christo and Bray are going to appear, and they're going to join us. It's reckless to journey alone. If you're determined, I'll accompany you. I, your humble servant, will accompany you also, princess. Let's go now. We have a full party here. Like I said, each of the characters has their own little strengths and weaknesses. Alena is a really strong fighter. like the fighter class in Dragon Warrior 3. Christo is like the cleric class. He can use some medium armor and medium weaponry. And then Bray is just weak weapons, weak armor, but he has very strong offensive spells. His spells are mainly offensive support spells and ice-based spells. We're going to get another mage in a later chapter who's going to be more fire-focused and more offensive. But Bray's going to get some of those offensive spells that like debuff or buffer allies, such as the Sap spell to decrease enemy defense, By Kill to double our offense, and then he'll have a splattering of offensive spells like Ice Bolt, Snowstorm. Speaking of offense, first thing we're going to do is we're going to buy a copper sword here for Christo. And then we're going to pass Christo's club down to Princess Alena. She can't use the copper sword, else we could just give the copper sword right to her. But luckily we start with exactly 100 gold, so you can buy that copper sword. Give it to Christo. He's still going to be a little bit weaker than Alena, who has the club, but they're going to be very similar. They should be able to basically take out the same type of enemies. We're going to run into quite a few new enemies around here. But like the enemies around Ragnar's chapter, when he started, they're going to be pretty weak. And we should be able to take them out fairly easily with our party here. Here's the House of Healing. We'll save here later on. Go north then east. You'll find a small mountain village. So that's our destination, but we're not strong enough to go there yet. I fell in love with her. I wish she'd marry me. I'm sorry, I can't. I'm too old for you. I figured she wouldn't be able to marry me because it looks like she's like a nun sprite, and nuns often take that vow of chastity. I'm Marone the poet. Blue sky, wandering clouds, la 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 la. But they're not allowed to be married. Certain religions, like priests and certain, like Catholicism. Alright, let's finish exploring this town here. When we climbed to the very top of this tower, we noticed there's a sign in the back there. But we won't be able to reach that sign, because when we go through that door, we're going to see that part of the town is locked off by a magic key door. And apparently people already know that the princess is out on an adventure. So yeah, we go through here, magic key door, can't open it. So we're just going to head outside, and let's start our level grinding. We're going to get to about level 4. Mainly the main thing we're going to do is grind for gold. We're going to get about 310 gold. That'll allow us to buy some good defensive equipment for Christo and Bray. We get them leather hats and leather shields. If we wanted to spend a whole bunch of time grinding, we can grind up another 540 gold and buy leather armor for all the characters. But we can get that in the next town. Then we have some new enemies here. Red slimes are a little tougher than the Casco toppers, which are basically like slimes. They even give the same rewards as the slimes, so just a different, I wouldn't say a palette swap, but basically a stat swap. If you get lucky, some of these enemies will drop medical herbs. That would be a good source of healing. Right now, Christo has the heal spell, but he can only cast it twice, because he only has 7 magic points, and heal costs 3. Bray has a little bit more magic points. His only spell right now is Ice Bolt. That only casts 2 MP to cost. We can cast that quite a few times. And it can pretty much one-shot any of the enemies that around this area. Leave them at a side post, east to the village of Tenbei. So that's what you're told, go north then east to the mountain village. We're not going to head to the mountain there because we got some new encounters there, and we want to get that gold to increase Christo and Bray's defense. Alena can use the shield, so we don't have to worry about buying a shield for her, and her feather hat is better than the leather hat that we'll be getting for Christo and Bray, so she don't need any headgear. Yeah, we take out the slimes. I just kept these in here because, we'll see, the princess gains a level. Not everybody is going to level at the same speed. So you see Princess leveled a little bit quicker than Christo and Bray. They'll level next on this next encounter here, which is why I kept it in. But yeah, so don't be surprised if, you know, people don't gain a level at the same time as everybody else. It all determines on their classes, so. You finish these guys off, and now Christo and Bray are both going to gain their levels. Like I said, by the time we get to about level 4, we should have enough gold to buy that equipment. Like I said, the main goal, like I said, is 310. And unfortunately, like I mentioned, the town over there doesn't have an item shop, so we can't sell any items to, you know, make up some gold. So we're just gonna have to do it the hard way and fight. So it took me 2 days. Basically, this is the second night of our journey, and we can go back into the castle. And everyone's glad we're back safely, but we're gonna have to sneak out again, because as you can see, the guards, if we go back in here, they block it off. So most of these people are just sleeping. You know, Father will be sleeping too. You can get some minor dialogue change here if you come back with the Princess Alena knocked out. If he does that, then both the king and this healer here will basically mention that, you know, like they feared that, you know, this something bad would happen to the princess. So I think the healer says, you know, we have to revive the princess as soon as we can, and the king says, I knew this would happen, you know, that's why I wanted to forbid you from going out. So I'll show that dialogue off, I guess, in the next episode. But it's pretty hard to have the princess get knocked out this early in the chapter. So that guy with the big mouth, so he's gonna keep his lips shut that the princess is going out on an adventure. And try to come back the old way, guards won't let us out. So we're just gonna have to sneak out again through our door, through the chamber. These guards are basically telling us that. Go back to your chamber. And the king did not repair the chamber in the 2 days that we've been gone. This is Santine Castle. Thank goodness you returned safely. So yeah, we'll come back again during the day to see the dialogue with the king. The next episode I can come back and show the dialogue of those, with the princess defeated. Whoever's not shameless, excuse me, princess. Sleeping. King is over there, but he's behind the thief key door. The king is obviously, we can open the door and talk with him in his sleep. He'd probably just be snoring anyway like everybody else. So we hop off here, just like we did last time. I had to use up all my magic points with Bray and Christo, but I never had to go stop at the inn to heal, so that's good. I'm just wandering around here just a little bit because there's 2 enemies I haven't encountered yet. Well, I did encounter one, but I did encounter this one here, the Troglodyte. Probably the toughest enemy around the area here. They can summon help, but it's kind of good when they summon help because they're not too tough. And these guys give pretty decent gold, 10 gold for everyone you defeat. So it's a good way to get some money. They give you the best money out of all the enemies here. The other enemy they haven't encountered is the Elarat. It's kind of like a palette swap of the Dive Rat that Ragnar fought in Chapter 1. But the Troglodytes, they tend to appear mainly at night, so that's why I wanted to get them wander around a little bit there. You can encounter them in the morning, but it's very rare. I hear singing. I think I'll sleep soundly. Being here at night, we get to see what these people did at night. That Marone, he's lucky. I wish I could sing like him. Just go wander around, talk with all the folks. Now, the armor shop over there to the right, it's closed. The weapon shop is still open, but we don't want any weapons. We could buy the Thorn Whip, but it's not too much of an improvement over the Copper Sword. And we're going to get a much better weapon for all 3 of our characters in the next village. So, the Thorn Whip, kind of a waste of money. And waste time talking with that person because they're just sleeping. Once again, nobody's up on this part, but looks like the poet Ramon there is out there with one of the nuns. Ramon's songs are always lovely. Shining crescent, glittering stars, la la la. None of those things he talks about, though, have anything to do with the plot. It's just dialogue for world building. It's not like one of the stories is gonna, or songs is going to give a clue. So yeah, weapon shop is open. We don't need any weapons, but as you can see, we have enough money to buy all that equipment that we need to buy. But we have to get the armor shop open. So let's sleep here, getting back all our MP, mainly for Cristo and Bray. Well, only for Cristo and Bray, but that'll help them out. And we're going to buy that armor, which is also going to help them out. So each of them is going to grab a leather hat and a leather shield. So it's 155 for each person, so multiply that by 2 is your 310. And then any other money you have, you might want to buy some medical herbs. But I was lucky, I did end up getting one medical herbs from a drop. So, but if you haven't, maybe you might want to buy 1 or 2. Because that Tempe area, the reason we wanted to level grind is because we're actually going to have a boss encounter there very early. We didn't have a boss until the very end of Ragnar's chapter, but right here, second village we go to, we're going to have a boss encounter, so we want to make sure our characters are better equipped to survive. Let's give them the leather shield and leather hat for both the Bray and Cristo. It's cool that the wizard can use a shield, so a lot of Dragon Quest games, like in Dragon Quest 2 there, the princess couldn't use any shields. We did get her a shield of strength to heal herself for free, but she was never able to equip an actual shield. So here's our stats right now. Cristo learned the upper spell, which increases the defense of one character, and Bray learned the sap spell. We were familiar with that spell, with both those spells from Chapter 1 Ragnar. Remember the Lily Puds would use the upper, and then the duck spells would use sap. So we already see what those spells can do in the hands of the enemy. Well, now they're in our hands, so we'll be definitely putting them to use against the enemy, specifically the boss that we're going to encounter in the next episode when we head to the village Tempe up to the north and the east through the mountains. So take care, see you then, bye!